Knocksack is a game that I came up with and the team at Knockaround has perfected.
It's derived from Knockaround and hacky sack, Knocksack.
I eat, sleep, live, breathe, Knocksack.
We were messing around in the warehouse with a ball and a bucket, and before we knew it, we were getting pretty into it and playing it every single day. So all you need to play Knocksack is people.
Essentially, you grab as many friends as you can. Hey!
You need at least 2, but you could play with 20 people. You could even play with 30 people if you wanted to. The more people that you add into the game, the more challenging it's gonna be. You need a bucket, the same bucket that you'd use to put a keg in at a party, about that big. But you also need the ball. The ball we choose, 5 inches, rubber, bright green, fits the game that we're playing. To start, the bucket is flipped over so that the bottom is facing up. You serve the ball by bouncing it to a player off of the bucket.
And then you just kick it around, you can't use your hands, and you can't let it touch the floor.
The ball's allowed to bounce off anything that already exists in the environment. Everyone that's playing in the game has to touch the ball at least once.
And once everybody's touched it, then you shoot it onto the top of it, it bounces off, the portal is flipped after it's shot for the first time.
Anyone can flip the bucket, and the players have to keep the ball in play. So now, every player needs to touch the ball again, at least once. Once everyone has touched it again, you shoot the ball into the bucket. If you get the ball in the bucket, you've gotten a Knocksack. If at any point the ball touches the ground, you have to start over.
Easy peasy. It's not that easy.
Hardest part about the game, I mean, keeping that ball in the air.
Adding your own flair, but also keeping the ball under control, because the thing can go all over the place.
Once you have about 8 players in your game, you're probably going to need what's called a sack man. The sack man is essentially like point guard in basketball. You're gonna be the best player on your team. This person controls the ball, and they get the ball to the players that still need it and haven't touched it yet. So our go-to sack man is Julio. After playing this game for a few months, now we've got some signature moves, some coined phrases, a few things that will always be part of Knocksack as a game.
So we got a couple special moves. One of them's called the racquetball.
One's called the scorpion. It's when you do a little bit of a back kick, like a scorpion tail.
One thing you gotta learn is how to ride the rail. You know, we've got this big long rail in our warehouse. You can't fear it. You gotta climb it sometimes, you know what I mean?
We also have the tuck toe it, derived from a T-Pain song.
Then there's the bump slaps, where you hit it off your chest, bounce it to a knee, and boom, send it on down.
Stomp it with your foot. Call it stomp the yard.
Well, they call me Boots because I wear these kickers every day.
Well, they call me Shoulda Boy. Basically, I like to throw in a shoulder every now and then. Still legal, not considered a hand or a foul of any kind. So, yeah, that's my go-to move.
I think they're applauding for you.
Thanks, guys.
My favorite thing about Knocksack is the fact that everyone has a common goal, which is to beat the game.
Being able to hug everybody's sweaty body once we get a Knocksack, it's pretty amazing.
If I had to rate the level of funness of this game out of 100, I'd give it a 750.
Sometimes we slam into each other, it gets a little physical every once in a while, but it's camaraderie and we have a blast.
If you're having people just hanging out at your house, it's pretty easy to get a Knocksack game going. And as part of that, people of all skill levels can play. Even little kids can play. I bet my grandmother could play Knocksack with us and still have fun.
We work hard all day, get to come down, bond a little, work up a sweat, and just have a good time.
Honestly, I think we're on to something here. I think Knocksack is the ultimate way to unwind, the ultimate party game. I can see Knocksack being played in every backyard, every warehouse like ours, hopefully eventually across the world.